thank you very much. And I will not speak for 9 hours.
Aww.
Now that is quite a compliment. Watching this video.
We would listen.
First of all, thank you for being here. I want to thank everybody in the conference for the role that they are playing. I don't have to tell you what you already know. And that is that this is a pivotal moment for the history of the United States of America. And it's not clear what the outcome will be. But what is absolutely certain is that your energy and your willingness to reach out, to educate, and to organize will make all of the difference. Right now, from a political perspective, I think you all understand that big money interests, especially with Citizens United, exert incredible influence over the political process, so that virtually every single piece of legislation that comes on the floor of the House or the Senate has the fingerprints of big money on it. And our job at the end of the day is nothing more than bringing working families, the middle class together to fight for a government which represents the interest of all of the people and not the super rich. And what this fight is about, let me be very clear, is the grandfather of 7 kids. It's not just for us. It really is for our children and our grandchildren. As Sarah indicated, this is a wealthy country, and we all know the great things that this country has done. My father came to this country without a nickel in his pocket, and that story is replicated millions of times in this country. We believe in this country, we love this country, and we will be damned if we're going to see a handful of robber barons control the future of this country. What are these issues? What is going on in the economy right now? Very briefly, again, you all know it. But let's be blunt, and let's speak to the urgency of the moment, not just dry statistics. Reality is the middle class of America is collapsing. That's what's going on. That's the word it is. Real unemployment is not 9%. Real unemployment is 16%. That means there are 25 million people in this country who are either unemployed or underemployed, i.e. people who want to work full-time or working part-time. Furthermore, what it also means, and the human toll of what this recession is about is beyond my words to express. What it is about is that family income has gone down by $3,000, median family income over the last 10 years. What it means is that you have millions of workers. You have workers today who are 55, who are 60, who have lost their jobs, and you know what? It is likely they will never again have a job in their lives. And you tell me what it is like to be a 55-year-old breadwinner and you're never going to work again. What does it do to your sense of who you are as a person? What does it do to your mortality rate? What does it do to your health? So then on the other hand, you have kids who have young people who have graduated college, got $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 in debt, and they're living in the basement of their parents' home because they can't get a job. What does that mean to them? So we have a situation that we should never ever forget, where the crooks on Wall Street, and I use that word advisedly, so don't misquote me, the word is crooks, whose greed, whose recklessness, whose illegal behavior caused this terrible recession with so much suffering. So when we talk about rebuilding the economy, we have got to address Wall Street. That's a long story unto itself. I would simply say this. You have the 6 largest financial institutions in this country who have assets that are equal to 60% of the assets of the United States of America. 6 financial institutions, about $7 trillion in assets. In my view, if we are serious about having anything like a competitive economy, if we're interested in doing away with the gambling and casino-like activities on the part of Wall Street. You got to break these banks up. 100 years ago, you had Republicans like Teddy
Couldn't hold
Roosevelt,
both things at once.
Taft, talking about breaking up the big trusts, but we hear too little of that discussion right now. And what we must demand is that gambling casino end and that wealth go back into the productive economy, into those companies which are producing real products and providing real services and in fact creating real jobs. That's the demand on Wall Street. So I applaud those demonstrators who are out there, who are focusing attention on Wall Street, but what we've got to do is put meat on that bone. We've got to make demands on Wall Street, break those institutions up. We've got to deal with realities that right now the Bank of America or the large financial institutions are charging working people 25, 30% interest rates on their credit card. You need to have a cap on interest rates on credit cards. One of the things we did in terms of Wall Street is part of the Dodd-Frank bill. We managed to get a provision in there which called for an audit of the Fed during the financial crisis. And what we learned was, in a revolving way, the Fed made available $16 trillion in a revolving way to every financial institution in this country. Low interest loans. Many major corporations, central banks all over the world. If the Fed can provide low interest loans to central banks all over the world, they can provide low interest loans to businesses in this country that are creating jobs in the United States of America. Now, when we talk about the issues that are taking place here, and I know I'm asked to speak a little bit about taxes, this is what we know. We know that revenue today, in terms of GDP at 14.8%, is the lowest that has been in half a century. And we know the reasons for that is that you have many large corporations, and I'll just give you some examples in a moment, who are making billions in profit, and in some cases, not only are they not paying anything in taxes, they're actually getting rebates from the IRS. And as Warren Buffett reminded us recently, to his credit, we have multi-millionaires who pay a lower tax rate than some of the wealthiest people in this country, because the way they make their money is not through wages. So clearly, when we understand that one of the great crises facing our country is not just the deficit, not just the economy, but is income and wealth inequality, these are issues that have got to be dealt with from both a moral perspective as well as an economic perspective.